Alright everyone, and welcome back to Vettel Career. Previously, well, it was a very good result for Vettel. It was a second place, the best result of his career by a mile, and it wrapped up the first half of the season brilliantly. And here we are then with the standings at the midway point in the season. You can see Vettel there in 9th place then with 12 points to his name already. That's pretty impressive at this stage, because people are unsure about the Toro Rosso's pace, but it looks like so far they have been pretty good. And we're now going to the United States Grand Prix, a race which was surrounded by controversy last season when the Michelin runners couldn't race. And well, here is Vettel in a Toro Rosso that's running Michelin tyres. Of course, this team was Minardi last season and they were actually on Bridgestones, but of course, what with them running pretty much the 2005 Red Bull car here, it only made sense for them to go into Michelin's for this season. But yeah, you can see that towards the end of the session, only 17th for them so far, so that's not really what they want at this stage, of course, in the drop zone. And it's actually Vettel's teammates' home race here then, and it doesn't look like it's brought him much fortune so far, as Vettel goes 14th at that time. It was enough to get him through, and yeah, you can see Scott Speed there only 19th at his home race, so certainly not impressing that much. I mean, there was a chance that maybe he could have beaten Vettel this weekend, what with the home support. But here in Q2 then, Vettel about to start his first lap, and what is Montoya doing here? Well, he's just cut across the grass in turn 2 and completely wiped Vettel out. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking of there. It's just unnecessary, and this rivalry is getting a bit frosty, I think. We've seen instance now in Nürburgring and Montreal between them, and it looks like this is just another instant for that particular rivalry. But yeah, Vettel does eventually manage to get a clean lap in then, and across the line he comes in, and it's a 1:11.2, which is not great. I mean, well, in terms of getting through, you can see he's only 15th at this stage, and yeah, it was quite a frustrating session for Vettel. He was pushing a bit too hard, and you see here that on his last run that he got to have, and yeah, just a big off in the end really. It was quite a big mistake actually from him, and unfortunately that first time he did was the best one he could do. It was 15th on the grid then, so around about the average of what he has been getting recently. So yeah, it should still be a pretty decent race from this point then, and we'll now head off to the grid. And yeah, here is the grid then. Kimi Raikkonen on pole then from the championship leader Fernando Alonso, with Fisichella third, so top 3 all Michelin runners then. Jarno Trulli actually the first of the Bridgestone runners there in 4th place, with second place in the championship Michael Schumacher 6th, not really where he wants to be, but ahead of Massa at least in 11th place. And looking further down there, you can see the 2 Red Bulls on row 7 there, with clean ahead of Coulthard for a change, and there's Vettel in 15th, and yeah, it's the usual names down at the back then. Another fairly poor weekend for BMW, and yeah, we're going to go to the grid now then. So here we are then on the grid in Indianapolis, and well, the Michelin cars have made it to the grid, so that's a good start. The lights are coming on now, and away we go then. And it looks like it's been another decent start here from Vettel. He's getting in between the 2 Red Bulls already, it looks like, and yeah, he looks like he's passed Coulthard and passed Klein and even Webber in fact. So looking at Felipe Massa's Ferrari now then. Around the outside he goes, and well, it looks like he's got both Massa and Barrichello there. What a start this is. This is as good as the start in Canada then for Vettel. He's gained 5 places already. That was a very good start there. We usually see first corner instance at that chicane at the start there, but oh, Barrichello comes diving back at the inside. But yeah, as I was saying, usually see first corner instance here at Indianapolis, but luckily nothing too serious there. Well, I don't think we actually saw anything, and certainly Vettel not getting himself caught up in anything. But he is back now behind Barrichello, and he'll want to get that place back ideally, but of course Honda is what we've seen is generally a much quicker car. But Vettel's going to look at the inside, as Barrichello was sort of out of shape trying to look at Nico Rosberg, and out of the turn 12 or turn 11 in fact I think it is, because I think these next 2 corners count as turns here then, and the Toro Rosso was set up to be good in the straight line here then, and you can see it here as they come around turn 13, and Vettel is straight around the outside of Nico Rosberg on the oval there, but Rosberg fighting back, and so is Barrichello and Massa there now. This is for 9th place then, and into turn 1. Is anyone going to try and land at the inside? Well, Rosberg was thinking about it, but he couldn't quite pull off the move, and Vettel maintains 9th place for now then. Skipping on to the next lap, and I can't tell if Vettel's really close enough to pass Ralf Schumacher here, but Rosberg is certainly having a look, and so is Felipe Massa behind. Looks like Rosberg's through then. You may even look at Ralf Schumacher there as well. Oh, Massa trying to lunge at the inside as well, but Vettel hangs on to the place for now then, and he's still in 9th place at this stage then. But yeah, I think we're just going to see action all through a race at that, down that straight, because it is such a long run from turn 11 through 12, 13 and then down to the first corner again. And yeah, as I say, Vettel was set up for certainly not for this section, because that's why everyone's still having a clear in that section. They set up the Toro Rosso to be quicker, certainly in that long oval section. But yeah, you can see here that when Vettel gets a good run through that infield section, that he's just right on them, and look at that, halfway round turn 13 he's past Ralf Schumacher. Of course, Ralf, who's had 2 pretty nasty accidents at that corner in the past, and he's actually fighting back here then towards turn 1. He may just get this move back again, but not quite, and yeah, Vettel into the points once again then. But further back, disappointment for Nick Heidfeld in the BMW, because yeah, we saw there he had an engine failure. So yeah, we're skipping now to lap 7 I believe it is, and across the line again to start the 8th lap. And well, Barrichello's looking at Vettel now. He's gained a few places, and he's going to be looking at Vettel, and he's driven straight past him into turn 1. Vettel trying to outbrake him, but he's locked up, and Barrichello's through then into 8th place, and Vettel will be trying to get that place back as soon as possible here. But oh, there's oil on the track from where Heidfeld went off, and just like in Silverstone, Vettel has spun off on the oil, and well, that's cost him a lot of time. But David Coulthard quite courteous there and allowing Vettel back onto the track, but that's a massive disappointment then for Vettel. He was chasing down a point there, and I think just a bit distracted really, and missed the oil that was in the middle of the track. But skipping to lap 11 now, a lot of cars appeared by this stage, and Vettel there lunging up the inside. Nico Rosberg, of course, he had to pass him back. So yeah, it looks like this that particular feud has been reignited then. We saw a lot of it in the early races, but certainly during the European leg of the season, just hasn't been really anything going on between Vettel and Rosberg after what was a really good rivalry to start off with. But yeah, into the pits, and Vettel does come on lap 11, so right bang on halfway. And yeah, if he gets a good stop here, then he should be able to salvage a good result here. I mean, he did, as I say, he was looking very quick down probably the most crucial part of the track, which was the overtaking point for turn 1. But out of the pits he comes in, there's another good stop, 7.5 seconds, and we'll have to see where he comes out there. He looks like he may be ahead of Ralf Schumacher, so then it looks like he's ahead of the Williams. So heading to turn 1 now, he's side by side with Ralf Schumacher, oh, and he's spun again, and that was an interesting accident there actually. I'm not sure where you'd really apportion the blame, because Ralf Schumacher was looking at the Super Aguri, and he did cut in a little bit, but at the same time I think Vettel maybe did just throw it in a bit aggressively, and yeah, I think it was just 2 into 1, won't go, and Vettel was the unfortunate party in the end. But skipping a few more laps then when the rest of the cars come in, and it's going to be close here with the Red Bulls I think. And well, we saw that the Williams passed Vettel when he spun, so that was really unfortunate for him, because he had made quite a few places there. And Klein then has rejoined ahead of Vettel, so that's bad news for him. He's going to be right back in the midfield, pretty much where he started then. And Vettel's not having any of it though, and he just lunges at the inside of Klein in turn 4. Similar move to what he did on Rosberg a few laps ago, and he's back into 13th place then. But it really was just a frustrating race. He couldn't catch back up to the Williams after that, which was a shame, because after the pit stops he had managed actually to leapfrog them. But yeah, in the end it is going to be 13th place, and as he rounds turn 13 and across the line he comes in, and there we go. Well, I guess it's a solid result. I mean, maybe setting our expectations a bit high after the good result of Canada, but there's the final results then, and Fernando Alonso then with the win. He's already leading the championship, and that's another strong result there. A double podium for Renault then, with Raikkonen splitting them, and Schumacher with damage limitation really in 4th place, and then it was the 2 Hondas, Montoya and Massa there, rounding out the points with yeah, the 2 Toyotas were the best of the rest of them really in the midfield, with Webber there in 11th place, and over the page, well, we see Rosberg there in 12th place, and Vettel only 13th then in the end after quite an eventful first half of the race, you see Clean and Coulthard there in the 2 Red Bulls. Clean actually seemed to have the measure of Coulthard this weekend. There's Villeneuve in 16th, and Scott Speed then on his home race wasn't that far off in the end, off like the midfield group, and he was the last car on the lead lap then as the Midlands and the Super Gurries both got lapped then, and the only retirement was Nick Heidfeld. There's some points then. Alonso with the full 10 points today then extends his lead over Michael Schumacher. It's turning more and more into a 2-horse race here as Raikkonen and Fisichella are dropping back quite a lot here. But plenty of battles still going on further down, although we didn't really see any. Well, I don't think we've actually seen any changes here then this weekend. Looking down the standings, and no, it's literally everything as you were then. But Renault scored the most points then today, and yeah, it looks like in the constructors we haven't seen any changes either. I think Ferrari and McLaren are level on points again. That's a feud there for second in the championship. That's just going to go on and on, probably to the last race. And yeah, further down, just still no changes there. The 3 bottom teams yet to score points. But back to the motorhome then. And yeah, looking at the emails then, and I think they're starting to just copy and paste some of these emails. I think we've seen pretty much all of these now, all the different variants of "that was a good race, Vettel." But yeah, apparently Scotsby has commented on what a natural talent Vettel is. But we're skipping time now then to the French Grand Prix, which if I'd timed it a bit better, then we could have had that one on Valentine's Day, but never mind. But anyway, that is it for this race. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you next time for the French Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.